this is a pretty nice minimalist setup. But would I want to play Sonic the Hedgehog on it? Yeah! Now this is better. So recently I've been searching for a new controller to play my retro games with. Because I've been playing through a ton of classics I missed out on recently, like Ocarina of Time, Super Mario World, and stuff like that, right? But I've been playing through them with the Xbox Series X controller, which, don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic controller, it's extremely comfortable, it has the best sticks and buttons in the game, but the D-pad on it, it's pretty bad. So, I wanted to buy something that has a much better D-pad for retro gaming. And I've been looking at one of those 8-bit DOE controllers. They make a ton of them. The one that really caught my eye was the 8-bit DOE Pro 2. It kind of looks like a cross between a PlayStation 4 controller and a Super Nintendo controller, which sounds weird, but apparently it works and many people swear by it. Okay, I'll get that one too. But while searching for that one, I found something even more interesting. The official Sega Saturn controller, except it's not, because it's a modern controller. It works through USB with not only my PC, but also the Switch, and it's made by a company called Retrobit, who actually got the license to make this exact design from Sega themselves. So this is a one-to-one copy of the official Sega Saturn gamepad. To be honest, when I saw the price, that was just $11 US, I was hooked. I just bought it on the spot, because I'm like, do you know what? I'm just gonna play Sonic on it. I'm just gonna play my favorite MegaDrive games like Sonic 3, and this would be enough to get my money's value back. But what I did not expect is that I would have the best time playing not only Sonic games, but also completely illegal stuff like playing Super Mario World with this controller, which shouldn't be good, but it absolutely is. I've always dreamed of doing it since I was a child, and now I have done it. But at the end of this video, you will find a teaser for something I did, which is so illegal that I just couldn't put it in this video at risk of it getting demonetized by YouTube, because I played Hades, which is one of the hardest games of the recent few years on this controller, and I ended up having a blast. So if that sounds interesting, that video will be out on the weekend, and for now, let's jump into the unboxing. And yes, I realize, unboxings are literally the most dogshit uninteresting content on YouTube. That's why I'm making them. Or this is not one of those, oh my god, what's in the package? Oh, garbage I don't care for videos. No, this is something that I actually got super excited for. A Sega Saturn controller. Now, I ain't ever had a Sega Saturn, so why the fuck would I be excited about that? I don't have a Sega Saturn now, most certainly, so why did I buy this? Well, if I could just rip off this delicious bubble wrap, it's actually USB based, and it works not only with my PC, but also that switch that's right there, and you can't see me pointing to it. But yeah, like basically, it's just a Sega Saturn controller that's a one-to-one replica, but made so that it works with the Switch and modern PCs. Now, why is that interesting? Because I actually grew up as a Sega kid. I played a ton of Sega games, especially like Sonic the Hedgehog, Chuck Rock, Aladdin on my Sega Mega Drive, right? And then the Sega Saturn came out, and nobody gave a shit. I had a PlayStation 1. But the Saturn was a really cool system, and it did one thing that the PS1 did not. Have 6 buttons, right? Because Sega on their previous console had 3 buttons on the controller first, and then 3 more, right? So if you want to play games like Sonic the Hedgehog, this is objectively a much better setup than something like this. Where the fuck did you put the A, B, and C buttons? Okay, you can go A, B. Where the fuck is the C? You can put it on the X buttons, like A, B is A, and C is B, and X is A, and oh, that's not a very good idea. And on top of it, the D-pad on the Xbox controller is just straight up dog shit. It's clicky, does not have a lot of travel. Actually, it's funny, it does have a bit of travel at the edges, none in the center, which is how you hold a bloody D-pad. And the Sega one, it looks similar. It's also 8-directional, just like the Xbox one, not 4-directional like the Nintendo ones used to be, right? But this one, do you hear any clicking? No, because it doesn't fucking have any, and that's good. That's what you want for retro games. You don't want clicks. Ew. You want mush. You want soft. You want responsive. And I gotta say, this is just like that. Now, to be honest though, okay, you fuck off. You did your part. I got to be honest, it does feel cheap. Like, extremely so. I don't know if the original Saturn controller also felt as light. But the MegaDrive controller that I did have, to be honest, it was 15 years since I used it. Yeah, I don't remember it feeling this light, right? So I don't know if it's just the replica or if that's how the Saturn controller really was. But what I have to admit is the buttons, they are real fun to press. Especially the C and B buttons. The A has a little bit too short of a travel, but the B and C, those are great. Those tiny buttons, they are kind of like Xbox style. Actually, the Xbox is like a bit softer than those. But the D-pad, do you know what it reminds me of? It's like the Xbox 360 D-pad, but good. You know, like the Sega D-pad was actually surprisingly precise from what I remember. So let's just try it. The start button, yep, it's a membrane button, just like the face buttons, and the clicky shoulder buttons. Yeah, they are practically the same as the Xbox, just a bit cheaper. But it's a controller. How long can I make a video about it? Well, let's find out. Okay, so I jumped into RetroArch, and one thing I immediately noticed is RetroArch recognized the controller like absolutely no problem, which is great. I love that. Let's jump into my save in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is objectively the best Sega Saturn game, even though it has not come out on Sega Saturn. Yeah, I noticed that the left shoulder button is mapped as start, which is unfortunate. I hope the rest of the buttons are mapped correctly. Yeah, for Sonic should not be a problem. Alright. I gotta say, this feels so much better than playing with an Xbox controller. Just the D-pad alone makes this so much of a better experience. Okay, I'm liking it. Okay, this is a moment where you can't go fast, which is objectively bullshit for a Sonic game. But that's okay. Okay, I'll just do that. I'll just do that. Okay, 2 more rings and I get a life. That's nice. I never had one. Hey, nice! I got 100 rings. I can go out of my house now. Oh, a lighting game. Well, that's nice. Dude, this feels so much better, and it's ridiculous. I've been playing this game on the I've been playing this game on the Xbox controller for a while now, like I have at least like 4 hours to this game on the Xbox controller. But I got to say, I feel like I am playing better with the Saturn one, which is weird because I never had a Saturn controller in my hand before. But you know, it's so similar to the MegaDrive controller that I just don't give a shit. It's nice, bro. This is how the game was meant to be played. Well, not necessarily with this controller, but it's similar. Okay. Never mind. I suck. We're just sucking now. Okay. It's okay. Not everyone has to be good at video games. That's what my mama told me. She also told me, well, nobody has to be good at anything, really. I think it was a joke of me. But yeah, man, I'm digging it. Playing Sonic 3 with this controller, it just feels right, man. It just does. Okay, I'm definitely gonna be doing more of that, but yeah. Sega! Okay, let's give emulation a rest for a while. We'll come back to it. But I want to test if it does work with Sonic Mania. And I'm playing Sonic Mania on PC right now, which my preferred console for that would be the Switch, and that's how I will be playing it on the with this controller. But on the computer, Sonic Mania does not automatically recognize this controller, so I'm gonna have to remedy that. Okay, so one thing I learned after recording this video, and I tested it and it works, is if you want to play modern games like Sonic Mania, you actually have to hold the start button and B for 5 seconds while the controller is plugged into your PC. Doing this will switch it into X input mode, which basically will make your PC read it as if it was an Xbox controller. And yes, I tried it with Sonic Mania, and by God, it played amazing. But you can't see it in this video because I just didn't record the footage. Oh, well. Okay, so Sonic Mania did not work out of the box. I'm back into RetroArch, and I'm gonna play like the actual best Sega Saturn game of all time. I still have never played a Sega Saturn game. Can't catch me dead with that shit. No offense to all the Sega Saturn owners. Just saying. There's an objectively more nostalgic Sega console. I have to check if the bindings for MegaDrive are in order, but I'm gonna say it feels so fucking good on this. This really, like, even though, yes, it's not the same controller, right? The Sega Saturn controller and the MegaDrive controller share so much DNA that basically is one. And the only reason I bought the Sega Saturn one instead of the MegaDrive one, which would be like more nostalgic to me, is just because the shape is like nicer and more ergonomic, right? So it's like objectively a better controller, even though it's not the one I have nostalgia for. But yeah, like playing OutRun like on this just feels great. Okay, awesome. Now, do you want to see me do something illegal? Okay, so what I'm doing now feels highly illegal, but I did always want to try and play Mario with a Sega controller. So now I do. I finally have the opportunity to realize one of my childhood fantasies. And yes, I was a weird kid. Why are you asking? Of course I was. To be honest, even though I know it's like the opposite of like an authentic experience, right? I still prefer this over the Xbox controller, because like the D-pad on my Xbox controller is like so bad that I genuinely like prefer playing Mario on the analog stick on that controller. Yup, it's good. But this, to be honest, I could beat the game like that. It feels good. Like, sure, it's not like a Super Nintendo controller, right? And down the line, I definitely do want to get like an 8-bit controller. Okay, what do I do with this? Interesting. yeah, down the line I definitely want to get like an 8-bit Do Pro 2 or something for Nintendo games, but I'm gonna be honest with you lads, like for Sega, doesn't get much better than this. It does not. Even though I am playing a Nintendo game right now, so I am lying to your face. Get over it. Alright, that's the video. I was just literally just got a new controller and wanted to play with it, and I gotta be honest, even though like the first impression was kind of bad because it's kind of cheap and the cable is like, it's long, I still love this thing and I'm definitely gonna be playing a ton of it. And I haven't told you the best part yet. This thing is $10, so just stop watching me and just go ahead and grab one, alright? See ya. And if you think this was amount of fun that should be illegal, just wait until you watch my next video while I'll play Hades with this controller. It was actually so fun and so ridiculous that I decided to just upload my whole 20-minute playthrough of that game onto this channel, and it will be out during the weekend. But for now, just watch those highlights and enjoy. And after you do, just go downstairs and leave a like and subscribe and do the YouTube things. Just fuck off and watch some Hades. This is the most fun I had with it in a while. Why does it not exist actually? Now I'm getting angry, you know? It's like, just make it exist. Ball so hard they wanna find me. I don't know if I'm allowed to reference this song. Why the fuck am I having the luckiest run in my entire Hades career while playing with this thing? Now let's just hope I don't throw it. I'm throwing this run. Okay, apparently we're using the we suck angle now. Okay, that's cool. Nah, man. Let's go. Pomme. Granat. I really need to get my shit together. 1 minute and 48 seconds? I've done it before. I haven't done it on a Sega Saturn controller. See the pain set in my eyes. 45 seconds, 40 seconds for round 2. I'm not losing to tight deadline, motherfucker. I'm going all in. I'm going all in. If I'm losing, it's because I get my ass handed to me. I'm going balls deep inside that. This game brings out the worst in me. I'm gonna keep on hitting you. No, I'm not missing you. Yes!